Hi. Okay, so today this session is going to demystify something else, right? Okay, so a lot of times we feel afraid until one time I read this idea that fear is an abstract imagination, that half the time we're afraid we there's really no bearing to it. Of course, yes, fear, like the things that we are afraid may be really harmful, it's true, but a lot of times it is just an assumption. I think when I just finished college and wondering what to do, and a lot of my decisions were based on fear, on I will I'll get into poverty if I go like this, I'll do that if I do the other, I'm going to be really frustrated. And so I made a lot of decisions based on fear, and I think that was probably one of the worst decisions that I ended up making. Ideally, we should make choices because of love, right? So fear is an abstract creation, is a creation of our own mental frame about what could possibly happen, and a lot of times it's not really true. So there's this statement that I love to constantly refer to, and it says aerodynamically, the bumblebee is not supposed to fly, but the bumblebee does not know anyway, so it still flies. Can you imagine? So its physique or its features, it doesn't know that it's supposed to fly, but because it doesn't know that, then it just flies, right? The thing with us humans, and that's why they say the higher you keep advancing, maybe in education, your chances of succeeding, say in business, become slimmer, because then you start to critique. You have projections of possible failure, you're constantly talking of failure. But the reality, as I've observed of the many people that I've been talking with whose businesses succeeded, they started with simple things. They have 100 socks, and their task is to have those 100 socks complete, finished. So with or without writing a business plan or proposal, projecting the future and stuff, they are able to sell those 50 socks and finish and do the same. A lot of times we get stuck into proposal writing, writing business proposals, writing business plans. So we take that for a whole year, doing workshops, doing God knows what, and we neglect the very thing that would continue to make us progress. So what I would challenge us to do then is to just jump. You have this idea, no procrastination, just start it. You Like, I remember the first time that I thought of the idea of an events company, I didn't really overthink it. I didn't start planning many types of meetings. I just did it. In fact, I went to City Hall. Those days you had to go to City Hall, and I queued and I registered for two companies. One never really worked, it was never really successful, but I registered for Bell Photography and Bell Enterprise themed events, and I just did them. I called everyone for a launch, and then I immediately after I did a Valentine's, then when my heart broke, I stopped. And ideally, you're not supposed to stop. When you fall down, you're supposed to get up really quickly. That's a lesson that I have now learned, that you cannot have a year to recover from sadness of whatever has happened. You have to get up really quickly and keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. And yeah, but you, of course, you take everything with grace, and you appreciate that you have made an effort. Yeah. So fear is something we construct in our mind, and sometimes we give it so much power, yet it's something that we have personally constructed in our minds. But when we demystify it and become unaware, like, yes, there are a lot of issues in the country, yes, there's economic problem, yes, there's all these challenges, yes, there's all this happening, but still in the same economy there are people who are really, really thriving. Yes, you were born from this family, yes, this and this has happened, but still in the same situation and environment, someone has made it from such an environment. So sometimes being too aware of the limitations, they sort of incapacitate us. Yes. Focus on the strengths, focus on the things that you do very naturally, And believe me, I think you will notice that you are actually Superman or a Supergirl, whatever it is. So keep doing whatever it is that you do, and just realize no one is born courageous. These are things that are learned. Thank you so much for listening.